Hello everyone, this is Satish Kumar. So I'm here with another lesson. This is my third lesson on communication. So in my previous two lessons we learnt about the importance of communications, the functions of communication, and we also learnt about the process of communication. In this lesson we are going to learn about the types of communication and direction of communication. Okay, so what is direction of communication? Okay, see, the communications could can flow vertically in an organization or laterally. Okay, vertical communication means top down, from downward, from top to down, or it may also go through from bottom to up. So there are two vertical levels, downward communication and upward communication. Okay, laterally it could be communicated among different departments at the same level. Okay, so communication could be vertical and laterally. So the vertical communication are further divided into two parts, that is downward. For when it comes from flows from top to bottom, it is known as downward communication. For example, if a manager communicates with the employee subordinate, for it is downward communication. If an employee is communicating to the manager, it is upward communication. Okay, this is vertical. Different department heads, when they communicate together, it is called lateral communication. So first we will learn about the downward communication and its features. Okay, as I said, downward communication is communication that is flows from the top to the bottom, from the management to the employee. Okay, so generally managers, what they will do is they will assign goals, provide job instructions, explain policies and procedures, and point out any problems, and offer feedback. All these things they do by downward communication. Okay, managers, whatever they feel, they will inform to the employee through this method. Okay, here in this form of communication, managers has to take into consider certain things. Okay, if it has to be effective, the ultimate purpose of all communication is it has to be effective. Okay, and so in a downward communication, managers has to consider certain things. One is, managers must explain the reason why a particular decision was made. Okay, see, for example, if the management is making a decision without even participating with the employee, okay, and if the decision is conveyed by the management to the employee without any explanation, uh, it creates some sort of tension between worker and management. So it is advisable for the manager to give a reason why such a decision is made. If a company is making a decision about some work, that has to be informed to the workers. Okay, for example, if the company work hours is from 8 to 6, like that it is previously, now 10 to 6 or 8 to 6, like that. Suddenly the company is planning to increase its production, and it wants there is lot of jobs to be done, so they want the general worker to continue for another 2 hours every day, which they will pay as overtime money. Okay, so they make this decision in the company. They did not consult this with the employees, and they are passing this information to the employee. What will happen is, here the manager has to explain this reason why they want the employees to work 2 hours extra daily. Okay, they have to explain that there are a lot of jobs which are to be completed in time, and these kind of things. Rather giving these reasons, they just ask the employee to work daily 2 hours extra. What the employee may not They have to accept it, but they will not feel motivated. They will feel down. Okay, they won't accept the decision, and this is very very important. Managers should never go into the mode of why I should explain to the employee. Okay, some managers, autocratic managers, no, they won't give reasons when they make a decision. When they, anything about anything, I have just given a small example. If they make a, if a management makes any decision, and if it is giving to the employee without employee's consent, it will always create some sort of tension between managers and employees. The problem is the managers, even when the employee asks why is this decision is being made, something like that, if the employee asks, no, what the manager will do is he will immediately say, I am a manager, I am saying do it. நான் சொல்கிறேன்யா கேளு, நீ எதுக்கு அதெல்லாம் கேட்குற, அதெல்லாம் நீ கேட்கக்கூடாது, போ போ போ, பிரகாஷ் ராஜ் மாதிரி அதையே கேட்குற அதையே கேட்குற, போ போ போ. ஸோ இப்போ என்ன பிரச்சனைனா, நிறைய மேனேஜருக்கு வந்து ரீசன் சொல்கிறது கம்ஃபர்ட்டாக இருக்க மாட்டாங்க. அவங்களோட ஸ்டேட்டஸ் குறைஞ்சின்னு கூட ஃபீல் பண்ணுவாங்க சில மேனேஜர்ஸ். சில பேர் மேனேஜ்மெண்ட்டாக லீடராக ஏன் சக்ஸஸ்ஃபுல்லாக இருக்காங்கன்னா அதுக்கு கூட காரணம் இதுதான். இந்த மாதிரிலாம் ஈகோ பார்க்கக்கூடாது. மேனேஜர் ரீசன்ஸை சொல்லணும். ஓகே, ஏன்னா when a reason is said, the employees will be committed towards the changes, the new decision that is being made. Employees ஒரு ஃபுல் கமிட்டடோட ஒர்க் பண்ணுவாங்க. அப்போது யூ ஹாவ் டு ஆல்வேஸ் எக்ஸ்பிளைன். ஓகே, similarly managers, while communicating to the employee something, they have to make sure that the employee got that very clearly, and for this reason they have to repeatedly communicate, 1 or 2 times, even 2-3 times. Sometimes why the 2-3 times repetition is very important, because the employee may not get that information 100% in the first while the manager was communicating. So it is better to communicate again, or to sort out any doubts. Okay, so when communicating to about anything to the employee, managers has to remember it should not be one time communication. They have to follow it up. Okay, it is very good. Okay, another problem with downward communication is, generally in a downward communication, management make the decision and they give the order to the employee, rather than asking suggestion or ideas from the employee. So that is what calls as participative decision making. Participative decision making is employees also participate in a decision that is being made about themselves. So generally, if an employee is participating in any decision in which he is involved, he will actually accept that decision with full approval. Otherwise, he may have some grievances. If the management itself make the decision without any consultation or seeking any ideas or suggestion from the employee, it will create problem. So all these has to be considered by the managers while communicating downward. Okay, only then it will be effective. A manager should never think that he could impose anything on the subordinates. There are people who feel that if they are in a powerful position, no, and the employees are not that powerful, they may be working in the company, the manager will be all powerful, and the manager might think, why I should have to explain to this guy, நான் எதுக்கு இவங்ககிட்ட சொல்லணும், நான் சொல்கிறது நீ செய்கிறா அப்படிங்கிற மாதிரிலாம் பேசுவாங்க. அது வந்து it will not be good for the company, for the manager's image, and for the production, everything. In short term, because of the situation, the employee may accept பண்ணி தான் ஆகணும். But the long term, it will create problems to the company, to the manager's leadership style. Okay, his liking with the people will go down. The management even think, அவன் என்ன லைக் பண்ணானா லைக் பண்ணலைன்னா என்ன அப்படிலாம் கூட நினைக்கலாம். ஆனால் அப்படிலாம் நினைக்கக்கூடாது. அது வந்து என்றைக்காக இருந்தாலும் அது பிரச்சனை பண்ணும். ஓகே, ஸோ ஆல் தீஸ் ஹேஸ் டு பி கன்சிடர் பை த மேனேஜர் வென் இஸ் கம்யூனிகேட்டிங் டவுன்வர்ட். Then the second communication is upward communication. Okay, in the upward communication, employees gives information to the managers. Okay, employees usually use to give provide feedback about if there is a job to be completed, what is the job level. Okay, they will inform the progress, where the job it is at present. Okay, and when it will be completed, and if there is any problem about the job, if they are having any grievances, the workers having any grievances about the working condition, about their missions, about the salary, anything, they will communicate to the manager. Okay, this is upward communication. Okay, and the managers will also, as I said earlier, to make downward communication, managers will seek ideas from employees. Some managers, people oriented managers, participative managers. Okay, managers, there are different styles. We will learn that in leadership. So participative manager will actually seek ideas from the employee, how a work could be improved. Okay, so all these pass from employees to the manager. This is upward communication. And upward communication, here employees has to know something about thing. Okay, see, a manager is a very important person in a company, and he will be meeting multiple persons. Okay, so the employee, when he is communicating with the manager, he cannot waste his time, or he cannot, because he won't get easily a chance to speak with the manager. Okay, and when the chance is available, he have to communicate properly. So the person who is representing the downward upward communication should be a person of very good communication skills, and he should be able to give it in a concise manner, like one liner, rather than trying to complicate things or complex. Okay, some people know, some managers know, if they don't get the ideas so quickly, they won't accept. என்னையா சொல்ல வர, என்ன சொல்லு, உனக்கு என்ன பிரச்சனைப்பா, கடைசியாக அதை சொல்லு, நம்ம இது போட்டு அப்படியே சுற்றி வளைக்கக்கூடாது. ஓகே, ஸோ அதுக்கு தான் சொல்லுவாங்க, ஒர்க்கிங் லெவலில் if there is a person who is having good communication skill, he will be the representative of the employees. Okay, so பிகாஸ் ஏன்னா அவர் மேனேஜர் வந்து இவருக்காக 1 மணி நேரம் உட்காந்துட்டு, நீ பொதுவாக எல்லாம் சொல்லுப்பா, நான் உனக்கு எல்லாம் கேட்டுட்டு புரிஞ்சுக்கிறேன் அப்படின்னு நான் சொல்லுவார். உன் பிரச்சனை என்ன, அதை எனக்கு சிம்பிளாக சொல்லு, எனக்கு அடுத்த வேலை இருக்குது. ஓகே, see, managers will be dealing with multiple works. They cannot spend that entire time discussing about employees' problem. Okay, he has to do some other jobs. So when an employee get an opportunity to meet a manager to communicate with them, he has to be very clear on what he wants to say, and he has to say it in a crisp and concise manner, and he has to be very clear of what he is saying. Okay, these things are very important. Okay, so he has to be very clear on what he want to say. So he has to prepare first what he has to say to the manager. So these things has to be considered by the employees. Okay, then this is vertical level communication, upward and downward. Then there is lateral communication. When communication take place among members of the same work group level. Okay, this is called lateral communication. See, generally in companies, large companies, big companies, what is the problem is, communication has to go through multiple layers, that is multiple chains. In a hierarchy, there are plenty of chain, network. So for example, if an organization, in fact this was actually very beautifully given by Henry Fayol in his the need for lateral communication. Okay, so for example, if the communication in a company, there are different departments. Okay, there are different departments. It's like a tree. Okay, you would have seen a chart. Okay, if suppose there is an employee here, he wants to communicate something to a department here. This employee, in a normal hierarchy, he has to immediately inform his higher superior, and that superior will inform to that superior, and from that superior it will go to this superior said, and finally it comes here. So it has to go to like that. Rather than going like that, it could sometimes circumvent this process, and these two same level managers could meet and discuss things. Okay, this was actually given by Henry Fayol. So avoiding multiple channels. Okay, this has to be done with the knowledge of the managers. They have to inform the manager, and managers should give the approval for such kind of communication, which will save time. That is the purpose. Okay, unnecessarily going multiple layers and so much of time consuming, no. So to avoid that, to short circuit those things, okay, and expedite action. Okay, so these kind of channels are informally created, lateral communication channels. It is not a formal chain. This guy should not be communicating with this guy, but this is created informally for a purpose, that is to avoid too much of time taking. Okay, so simply adhering to the formal structure will be inefficient. Okay, if it has to go like this. Okay, and there is no need for the higher officials to know this information. Okay, if it is not very important. Okay, and they are also having plenty of things to deal. If some of trivial routine communication that is passed at the different layers at among themselves, it reduces the burden of the top management. Okay, it also reduces the burden. So for these purposes, this kind of lateral communication is created. But here something should have to be considered. One is, this kind of communication should be approved by the top management. Okay, and it should be on trivial matters, and it should not be anything significant which the manager should know, and there should not be any breach or anything which sometimes they do make some big decisions without the knowledge of the management, and they do something. No, such a thing should not be done. Okay, so the lateral communication should be approved by the top management, and it should be, you should know what is happening. Okay, of course this communication will happen without his knowledge, but it should be approved prior. So that is why certain routine decisions management itself gives approval, and நீங்க பாத்துக்கோங்கப்பா அப்படினு சொல்லுவாங்க. Okay, so that is why it is called lateral communication. Okay, so with this I end this lesson. In my next direction of communication, in my next lesson we will learn about the types of communication, that is the ways in which we communicate. Okay.